I'm sorry. What do you mean that this is too big of a jar? Have you never shopped at a Sam's Club or a Costco? Do you even know what bulk shopping is? What do you mean we don't have room for it? My mother brought this for me from the US. How can you be so unappreciative of the things people do for me? And you know what shocks me even more? The fact that you consider this a sweet spread. This is peanut butter. It's not Nutella. We eat it for lunch. Salut! Welcome back to Unintentionally Frenchified. If you haven't seen my latest video about my reaction to Emily in Paris, you can check it out here. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, you know what to do so you don't miss any new content. Robin, my French stud of a hubby, and I have been living together for 4.5 years. And before that, I also lived for like 3 hot seconds with my ex-boyfriend who was French before he dumped me and kicked me out of the apartment. Merci, Pierre. But it's safe to say that I have quite a bit of experience with living under the same roof with a Frenchman. So today I wanted to talk about the 6 things that really make me say, I'm living with a Frenchie. I can't wait to hear in the comments below what you guys think. Tell me if you relate to this or if you have completely other things that come to mind when you're living with your Frenchie. Can't wait to dive into those comments. Also, I really want Robin to make a cameo in one of my videos and do something how you know you're living with an American, because let's be real, it goes both ways. But for now, he's a little camera shy. So if you want to encourage him in the comments, I will pass him his way so that maybe he'll get a little bit motivated to join me. All right, if you're ready, c'est parti. Robin, what the high hell is this? Are these more comic books? You cannot turn your head in our house without seeing a comic book. Now, to be fair, our house is not huge, but still, they're everywhere. I mean, if I turn my head right now, you guys can see comic books right here. Get what I'm saying? Now, when we first moved in together, Robin politely mentioned that maybe I could get rid of some clothes to make more space for our stuff. And then I politely said that maybe he could Marie Kondo the shit out of his comic books so that we had more space, because I'm sure an 8-year-old would die over his collection. Well, what did that get me was a very long lecture about how comic books are a form of culture, they're a form of art, they are like history, and so he did not plan on giving his collection away. No. He planned on saving it in order to read it to his children and his grandchildren, and he actually planned on expanding his collection over the next couple of years. Comic books are a real thing in France, guys, and for ages from 3 to 103. Everyone loves them. They're called BD, bande dessinée, and on average, French people read 6 a year. So if you're in the same boat as me and you've never read a comic book in your life, don't be surprised if you meet a Frenchie and then you just end up being surrounded by them. What? Nothing, just filming a video. Snacking outside of the non-snacking hour is pretty much a big no-no in France. And to be fair, eating these, even when it's snack time, is a pretty big no-no in France too. But in France, they have very specific eating hours. So you eat breakfast when you wake up, then you eat lunch around 12 or 1, then there's a snack time for kids, and even as an adult, you can get away with it, which is awesome, at like 3 or 4, and then everyone has dinner at 7 p.m. It's kind of like a national eating schedule. And my daughter was literally on this schedule when she was 3 months old with her bottles. Like, they drill it into you young. So if you're someone who likes to nibble throughout the day, it's not really that accepted in France. Safe to say, if you're living with a Frenchman, you have way more of a chance that he's going to shame you for eating outside of specific meal times than not. So get ready to revert back to your 12-year-old self when you had to sneak over to the kitchen when your parents were around and try to sneak cookies, because if you need a little boost at 5 p.m., shit's not gonna fly. Oh, you wanted me to pick up bread? I didn't think we needed bread tonight. Oh, we always need bread. Okay, clear. You're living with a Frenchman when picking up bread becomes like a chore. Like, who's gonna unload the dishwasher, who's gonna take out the trash, and who's gonna go get the bread? Because their bread is like staple. It's like air. You like have to have it in the house in order to function. And the thing is, this relationship with bread starts at a very young age. Starting from 8 months, babies in France can gnaw on a piece of baguette and leave their little trail of crumbs everywhere in the house. So these same habits are going to follow into your home with your Frenchman. You'll always know he's been there because he's always going to leave his crumbs behind. Even if you're having a sandwich on a baguette, just cut up some pieces of bread, stick it on the side anyways. You just never know if someone's going to need some bread. And to be fair, this is one of the French things where I say, if you can't beat them, you might as well join them. What do you mean you don't like this confetti all over the house for Halloween? It's not cluttering, it's celebrating. Ready for a real lack of appreciation for holiday decorations, and I would say just like minimal celebration in general. This might not seem like such a big deal, but coming from an American who likes to celebrate everything at 100%, it's definitely came as quite a shock. Now, the French do celebrate holidays, especially big ones like Christmas and your birthday, and this definitely comes with amazing food and sometimes minimal decoration. However, don't expect the French to be, I don't know, celebrating Halloween all out or St. Patrick's Day. They're not digging into their storage bin, trying to find their glittering leprechauns to paste on the windows to pass on the St. Patrick's cheer to all their neighbors. And while I understand that that's maybe not their thing, you can easily be living with a French one who's more than just opposed to the massive amount of decorations you'd like to put in the house. Though, I did get away with quite a big decoration for the World Cup, so you gotta get strategic when you want something, guys. Honey, I thought we were watching a movie tonight. Oh, okay. Well, I'm just confused because you're still in a suit and a tie. Okay, exaggeration. Robin doesn't actually hang around in his suit. But what is not an exaggeration is Robin gets ready like every single day. And when I mean get ready, he puts on a pair of jeans, a shirt, a sweater. He makes an effort. I remember my ex Pierre being furious every single time I would come to the dinner table in sweats. And Robin is way more lenient about that, which is probably one of the reasons why we're together, but still, he would never come to dinner in sweats. I mean, he won't even open up the door when the neighbor comes if he's in his pair of jeans with the hole in it. And I mean, the hole is not in an inappropriate place, guys. Like, he could definitely open the door, but he's just not well presented enough. I mean, this guy will even wear jeans on international long-haul flights. I'm like, I didn't even know that was possible. It just sometimes feels like loungewear is pretty non-existent in France. And sure, you can have a Frenchman that's a bit more lenient than others, but safe to say that every Frenchman is going to expect you to make a minimal effort because, well, they're doing the same thing for you, but effort like every single day, like the entire year. Every day you've got to make an effort. Are we having pizza for dinner tonight? Oh, we are? Well, I don't know, you just like set the table with a fork and a knife and a spoon, so... Oh, you're gonna cut your pizza. Okay. Get ready to use a fork and knife for everything, unless it's an apéro or a cocktail where you're standing up. There's always going to be a fork and a knife. Honestly, the only times that I can remember people not using a fork and a knife where it was appropriate was eating a sandwich or asparagus. They use it for all kinds of dishes that we don't use it for. Hamburgers, pizza, I mean, even for fruit. And I'm not talking about like, I don't know, a little piece of watermelon that you can easily eat with a fork and a knife. I'm talking about a grape. Have you ever tried to stab a grape with a fork? Let alone in front of your mother-in-law when you're trying to make a good impression? Not as easy as it seems to always use a fork and a knife all the time. Be surprised. All right, guys, that's a wrap for this week. The things that really make me think I'm living with a Frenchman. I can't wait to see in the comments below what you guys have to add to my list. Hope everyone's having a good week, and I'll see you next week.